Hey everyone, welcome to my space. My name is Kristin. I am a yoga teacher at Ascent, and I'm feeling really grateful that teachers are coming back and teaching more classes. Hopefully soon we can connect in person. I think we're all hoping that to get back to the gym, climbing, and some yoga. But for now, again, welcome to my space. Today will be a live Vinyasa flow with me. Make sure you have some water next to you, tea or coffee. I know I have my coffee here. So we'll go ahead and get started on our mats when you're ready. Grabbing any blocks if you have them. You don't necessarily need them for practice today, but if it is in your practice to have them nearby, if you know that you like to use them, definitely have those nearby. Again, water, coffee, anything that will help you get through the next hour or so. Also, if you would like to play some music, you can go on to Spotify. I didn't send the link because I'm streaming from my phone, and I'm not quite sure, still getting used to how that works. So maybe next week I can send you over a playlist, but for now just kind of put on your favorite jams and we'll get started on our mats. So getting started in a child's pose at the back of our mats. Let your knees be nice and wide here. So maybe this is the first stretch of your morning or your day. You'll let your hips sit back onto your heels here. And then let your arms grow out nice and long. Spread your fingers wide. Slowly start to peel your forehead if you haven't already down towards the mat. Good. Just start to notice your breath here. Maybe notice where the mind automatically taps into or is attracted to in the body. Maybe it's the low back or the neck, the knees. And wherever you are called to in the body, maybe there's a little bit of a tension there. Maybe make some micro movements, moving the hips up and back, walking the fingers slowly. And then really just finding your child's pose to begin practice to settle in with. Finding the breath. Noticing the breath. Take a nice big inhale through the nose. Reach with your fingertips, sit your hips back, and exhale out the mouth. Let it all go. Maybe feel yourself sink a little bit lower here. You can continue to breathe like this. Maybe bring an ujjayi breath into your practice. That slight constriction of the back of the throat. Maybe letting your breath become audible here. Really tapping in and sinking into your breath, the body. If you'd like to bring an intention to your practice, maybe it's working with gratitude, or maybe you'd like to dedicate your practice to someone else who doesn't quite have the energy to get on their mat today. Or maybe you'd like to dedicate your practice to yourself. Picking some kind of intention. Maybe it's just to get a good stretch or to wake up. Good. Take another big inhale through the nose, filling up with breath, feeling the belly and the chest expand. Exhale, let it all release out the mouth. Sinking into your body. Good. As you Take your next inhale. We'll walk the hands over towards the right side of the mat. And feel that elongation in the left side of the body. Maybe if you'd like a little bit more, you can walk this left hand over the right. Maybe coming onto the side of your head or staying on your forehead on the mat. Sitting your sits bones still nice down and back towards your heels. Big deep belly breaths here. Coming back to center and over to the other side. Again, maybe taking this right hand over the left for a little bit more elongation on that side body. Beautiful. Coming back to center. Take another breath here. And then on your next inhale, start to rock forward. So shoulders are moving over towards the wrists. Maybe they rock over. And then bending into the knees. If it feels okay on the low back, reach the toes up towards the back of the head. And then rocking back to your child's pose. If that doesn't feel good on the low back, just keep the legs down and moving forward. So we're just getting some rocking motion in the hips. Keeping the elbows tucked in. Good. Nice slow start to our practice this morning to really sink in. The next time you come forward, maybe slide your hands forward and then come down onto your hips and your belly. Maybe walk your elbows a little bit more forward. Let your legs come down if they rose. Coming into a Sphinx position. You can let your legs be a little bit wider here for protecting the low back. Spread your fingers nice and wide and peel your shoulders away from your ears, shining through the crown of the head. Good. Take an inhale here. Exhale, rotate your neck towards the right. Good. Coming back to center and over to the other side. Good. Back to center. And then walking, or press into your knees here and lift your hips. Then start to walk your hands just slightly in. We'll come into a puppy pose. So you can tuck the toes if you'd like, and then let your hips stay over your knees, your forehead down to the mat. Maybe give your tail a little wiggle here if that feels nice. Maybe come up onto the fingertips for a little bit more of a stretch. Nice big deep belly breaths here. Breathing through the middle of the shoulders, letting that middle area really sink, heart space sink into the mat. Another breath here. Good, and then as you inhale, coming back forward into your Sphinx pose. Just for a breath. Big inhale through the crown of the head. Exhale, sit it all the way back towards a child's pose. Maybe you have to walk your hands like me back towards your feet. Beautiful. As you inhale, come on up into a tabletop position. We've already started to warm up that spinal fluid, but we'll take some cat and cows here. So let your hands be right underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And we're going to tuck our toes for these dynamic cat and cows as we'll move into something else. So inhale to dip the belly, chin and head raise, maybe the gaze raises. Exhale from the tailbone, rounding the spine, chin comes to chest. Nice push into the palms to open up through that middle spot, just as we were working with in puppy of the shoulders. Good. Inhale and exhale. Moving at your own pace here. You don't have to go at the pace that I am. Maybe you're moving faster or slower. Tapping into those inhales and exhales. Linking the breath to movement. So when we flow, that's what we mean by making a fluid movement with the breath and the body. Maybe some organic movement here feels nice, twisting the hips, looking side to side. It doesn't even have to have a name, just let your body wake up here. And then you close the eyes. It's a nice rainy day here in Fort Collins. So we'll definitely get into a little bit of a some heat building up into the body to kind of fire up our morning. Good. Coming back to a neutral spine. Awesome work, you guys. So tabletop pose. With your toes tucked, we'll bring the right knee in towards the chest. Maybe the chin tucks. Good. Inhale to reach it out behind you in a straight line, pressing through that heel. Good. One more time. Exhale around the spine. Bring that knee in. Okay, and then we're going to make some circles here with that knee. So bring it out and wide towards the side, like you're drawing a circle shape with the knee, the very point of the knee. And notice where your weight goes in your hands here. Can you distribute that weight evenly? Switch circles, or switch directions of your circle. Good. And they might be smaller or bigger than mine. That's fine. Good. Inhale, let that leg reach out and back, pressing through the heel. Heel should be in the same line as the hip here. Ground down to the right hand and reach through the left, balancing table. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Good. For compass pose, take an inhale here to reach to the fingertips, the heel. Exhale, hand comes out to the side, foot comes out to the side. Good. Inhale, and I'm cheating because I have a wall pretty close here, but inhale and exhale through here, your compass pose. One more time. Should feel some fire building in the core. Gaze is at the mat. Good. Exhale your hand and knee back down towards the mat. Take some cat and cows here. Good. Just one or two to neutralize the spine. Grounding down into the right hand, we're going to tuck this right knee in towards the chest. Take an inhale and an exhale, emptying out. And then in your next inhale, reach that leg out behind you. Toes can be tucked. Exhale, round and tuck that knee in. Good, and then start to make those circles with the knee. So out towards the side, almost moving through that fire hydrant pose. Dynamically. Small circles or big circles. Good, switching directions. Opening up the outer hip and the glute here. Paying attention to the core. Can you hug your navel in a little bit more? Good. Inhale. Reach that heel back, elongated behind you. And then begin to press into the left hand to raise the right, balancing table. Take a breath here. Inhaling through the fingertips, the heel. And then exhale for your compass pose. Reach your heel out towards the side. Hand comes out towards the side. Good, like your compass. Inhale and exhale. I'm saying hi to my plant friends back there. Inhale. One more time. Exhale. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Let that hand and foot come back and down. Good. Take one or two cat and cows here. Maybe sit it back to child's pose. Child's pose is always an option to take a break throughout our class and our vinyasa today. Good, we'll flow a little bit here. So coming to a neutral spine, pressing into the palms of the hands. We're going to tuck the toes. Inhale your cow spine, dipping the belly, chin and gaze raise. And then exhale as you come into your cat, we're going to lift those knees, so hover. Good. Empty out. Inhale. Maybe let the toes untuck. Exhale. Tuck the toes. Hover the knees. Hug the navel in. Good. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. We'll stay with this exhale with those hovered knees. Press into your toes. Good. And then start to straighten out the legs. So heels suggest back and down towards the mat. Maybe your first down dog of the day. You can readjust here. Bending into one leg. And then the other. Good. Take a nice big inhale through the nose, remembering your intention, or just sending yourself some gratitude. Filling up with that exhale out the mouth, melting the heart space towards the thighs. Good. Well, inhale to look forward towards the fingertips. Exhale, start to bend the knees and walk yourself forward towards your front of your mat, forward fold. Nice big bend in the knees here to protect that low back to start. Good. Take an inhale, come to halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Let your head shine down to the crown of your head. Maybe grab both elbows here. Still waking up the body. Good. We'll flow a little here. Bring your feet toward a little bit wider apart, so they'll be right under the hips. And on our inhale, we're going to sink those hips down and low. And exhale, fold it forward, straightening the legs. Good. 2 more times. Inhale. This is also available if you want to use blocks here. Move with your own pace, following your inhales and exhales. Coming to your last round. Sitting the hips down and low. Inhale, straightening the legs, maybe grabbing behind the legs for a little extra stretch. Good. Inhale, start to flutter the toes. Press into the heels to start to rise all the way up. Hands come up and overhead. Good. Exhale, bring the hands down towards heart center. Good. We'll take Yoga Mudra arms. So bring the hands behind the low back. Feet are nice and hip distance width apart. Clasping the hands behind you, start to peel the palms together, feeling the elbows roll in, shoulders rolling back. I like to take some neck circles here, or half circles. So maybe feel what you need in your practice, your body this morning. Maybe eventually let your head slightly look up, reaching your hands towards the back. Nice big heart opener. Nice and energizing for this rainy day. Good. Start to release those hands mindfully. Bring your hands to heart center. Press into all 4 corners of your feet. Maybe close the eyes. Good. Inhale, roll your hands down, out and up. And then exhale, reverse swan dive forward, hinging at the hips. Nice big bend in the knees. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands can come to the shins of the thighs. And then exhale, plant to the hands and step the feet back towards a plank pose. Good. From plank pose, we'll take side plank. So we'll be working with this in transitions today. So side plank and working a lot with triangle pose. So side plank, start to peel your heels so your feet are still staggered over towards the left, reaching up through the right. Good. Gaze can stay at the mat to protect the neck, or maybe up at these raised fingertips. Raise your hips up towards the sky. Good. Maybe shaking a little like me. Good. Inhale, bring your right hand back down, shift it back over, plank pose. And then staggering your feet, peel those heels over towards the right. Inhale to reach up through the left. Picking a gaze with your neck. Good. Lifting those hips a little bit higher. Good. Bring that hand back down towards the mat. Plank pose. Start to lower down, pulling the elbows in. Knees come down, hips, belly, chest, and forehead. Let your hands come out wide, so wider than your mat. Cupping the floor with your fingertips. We'll take rolling cobras. Inhale to press through your tops of your feet, your pelvic triangle, to roll the front body up. Good. Exhale, right cheek towards the mat. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, opposite cheek towards the mat. Good. One more time. Inhale to your rolling cobra. Maybe noticing a little bit more of a back bend this time. And exhale, forehead meets the mat. Hands come back underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes. Press it right up into plank or table. And then send those hips back, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale to look forward towards the fingertips. Exhale, bend to the knees. Step or hop this time up to your forward fold. Slight bend in the knees, flutter the toes. Left hand comes underneath the face, big bend in that left knee, and then straighten in up through the right leg to reach up through the right hand. Good, gaze can stay at the mat, again, to protect that neck. Bring that right hand down and begin to take your hamstring stretch on the other side, bending into this right knee and reaching up through the left. Finding a soothing effect in the back of the legs. Bring that left hand back and down. Inhale to your halfway lift. Roll your shoulders back and down. Reach the crown of your head. Exhale, fold. Slight bend in the knees. Good. Inhale, flutter the toes. Press into the heels to help yourself all the way up. Hands come up and overhead. And then a little mini back bend here. Exhale to cactus the arms. Peel your elbows back and towards each other. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale through heart center, bowing to your practice, fall forward. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Good. Plant into the hands. Step or hop back to a plank pose. Spreading the fingers nice and wide here. Shoulders move over wrists, maybe coming up onto the tippy toes. Good. Side plank. Come over, peeling your heels over towards the left. Right hand raises up towards the sky. This time, maybe bringing this right leg over on top of the left. So a lot of option to take a variation, however you're feeling today. Good, bring that right hand down, shift it over, plank pose, over to the other side. Reaching up through the left, maybe stacking that left foot over the right. Reaching your hips up. Begin to bring that left hand down, plank pose. This time maybe coming through a upward facing dog, so peeling your elbows in, lowering down halfway, chaturanga dandasana, and then flipping your toes to come up onto the fronts of your feet and reaching your heart space forward. Good. Exhale, curling and rolling back into your downward facing dog. So through our vinyasas today, always an option to take a different back bend or whatever is in your practice, as well as some rest here. Good. From downward facing dog, we'll peel up onto our tippy toes. Start to inhale the right leg up and back, reaching through the heel. And then start to open up through that right side, bending into the knee, maybe some circles. Pressing firmly into the palms of the hands. Good. Inhale, back to center, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee comes to right elbow. Shift it forward. Good. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, cross it over to the opposite elbow. Hug it in. Good. Inhale. And exhale, knee towards nose. Hold there. Hug it in. And step it through towards your right thumb. Untuck the back toes. Let that back knee come down. Come up onto the fingertips here. And then start to press into the front heel to raise all the way up for your low crescent. Thumbs can be pointed towards the back. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Good. Bring the hands down alongside the body, and then we'll take that back bend. And heart opener. Bringing your hands together, clasping, and then pressing your palms together. Elbows come in. Shoulders go back. Maybe sitting down, sinking a little bit more forward. Beautiful. Let the hands come down towards the front foot. And then start to rock the hips back, maybe using your assists or blocks here to reach the hips back, straightening this front leg. Toes are coming in towards the face. Take a nice big inhale to come back to your breath. And exhale, out the mouth. Letting the chin come down to the chest. Beautiful. Start to rock forward, framing that front leg for a low lunge. Tuck the back toes. Inhale, raise the back knee, and maybe I like to walk my back foot in a little bit. We'll take pyramid pose, so straightening this front leg. And inhale, you can work with a halfway lift, just as we do in our forward fold, peeling that left hip forward, right hip back. And then maybe start to round. So relax the heart space, adjusting over that front leg. Beautiful work, yogis. Let your left hand stay planted on the mat and then start to reach up through your right. So coming into a revolved pyramid variation. And back heel can be back down or maybe play with lifting it. Just legs straight. Good. Bring that right hand back down towards the mat. Start to bend into the front knee. Raise the toes. If you don't have your back heel up, pop that back heel up. Press into the feet to rise up. Crescent lunge. Good. Take a nice big inhale here. Straighten the front leg. Reach to the fingertips. Exhale. Cactus the arms. Bending into that front leg. Good. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. From here, rotate it over warrior two, spinning the back foot. Arms come out to a T position. Head can be neutral or over the front fingertips. Begin to flip the front palm. Reverse your warrior, bringing the left hand to the low back. Reach with your fingertips. Big bend in that front leg. Pressing into the back pinky toe, the back foot. Good. Inhale, exhale, back to a warrior two. And we'll take side angle here, extended. So forearm comes to thigh. Reach the left hand over towards the front of your mat. And then bring that hand alongside the body and then behind the low back for a bind. If this doesn't feel right, you can stay and extend it. And then reaching that heart space open. Maybe starting to peel the right hand down towards the floor or a block. Good. Now from here, a little tricky. Keep your core engaged, press into both of your feet, and then start to lift this right hand forward. Whew. And then reverse your warrior, bringing it all the way up, painting the sky. Inhale, exhale, awesome work. Bring your hands, cartwheel them down to frame the front foot. Good. Step it back to a plank pose. And then rolling those feet over towards the left. I know you're super excited. Plank, side plank. Bringing the right hand up towards the sky. It's always in a modification to bring this leg down towards the mat if you need a little break. So picking a side plank variation. Option to stay here or bring the right hand underneath the left armpit. Hug it in. Inhale to reach up. And exhale, round. Sitting the hips up. Good. Bring that right hand down. We'll switch sides. Plank pose. Peel those heels over towards the right. Pressing into the right hand. Raise through the left. Picking maybe stacking the legs or keeping them staggered here. Stay here or take it dynamically. Trying to keep balance and stamina. Sitting the hips up. One more time. Good. Reach and elongate. Exhale. Let the hand come down. Plank pose. Flow through your vinyasa here or take some rest. In child's pose. And we'll meet in a downward facing dog. Good. We'll take that vinyasa flow on the other side. Meeting in downward facing dog, pressing into the index finger and the thumb, wrapping your shoulders in. Shake your head out. Peeling up onto the tippy toes. Inhale to raise the right. Maybe open up that leg by bending into the knee. Some knee circles if that feels good. Inhale back to three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee towards the left elbow, hug the navel in. Inhale, straighten out the leg. Exhale, cross it over. Hug it in. Inhale. In, exhale, knee towards nose, hold there. Cat spine, rounding. Bring the foot towards the left thumb. Drop the back knee, untuck those toes, and we'll rise it up. So same thing on the other side. Coming up into your crescent lunge. Good, pressing into the back shin of the back foot. From your crescent lunge, we'll inhale to reach the fingertips up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Emptying out, rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Good, inhale, reach. Exhale, start to sit the hips back. Hands come forward towards the front foot. And reach those toes, peeling them towards the face. Try to let your head be nice and heavy here. Beautiful. Start to walk your hands forward, bending into that front knee. Tuck the back toes, raise the back leg. And again, maybe walk that foot in just a little bit more, coming up off of the heel or planting it onto the heel. And then start to straighten into your front leg. So pyramid pose variations. Again, maybe taking this halfway lift to elongate that spine, rolling the shoulders back and down. And then rolling and melting your heart space towards that front thigh. Good. For revolve variation of pyramid, let the right hand plant into the ground or a block and reach up through the left. Keeping maybe a little slight micro bend in that front left leg. Good. Inhale, exhale, let that hand come down, bend into the front leg. Pop the back foot, maybe walk it back a little, raise the front toes, and then engage the core to rise all the way up. Peeling this right hip forward and left hip back. Hands come up and overhead, thumbs pointing back and down. Giving yourself a little smile here, not taking yourself too seriously. Inhale to reach to the fingertips, press and straighten that front leg. Exhale, cactus the arms. Good, a lot of heart opening today. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Your next breath, open it up, warrior two. Hi there. Good, spinning onto the back. 45-degree angle of the back foot. Bending into this front knee. Flip the front palm. Right hand comes behind the low back. Reverse your warrior. Beautiful. From your fingertips, come back to warrior two. Extended side angle, forearm to thigh. And then sweep that arm down, out, and around to reach towards the front of your mat. Good. Option to stay there or bring this hand down alongside the body and then behind the low back for a nice bind. And from here, maybe work on reaching down towards a block or your foot. Peeling this heart space open. Right shoulder peeling back. Gaze can be at the mat. Good. Here's that fun transition. Pressing into both feet. Engage your core by pulling your navel in. Reach through the left hand. Gaze can stay at the mat. And then reverse your warrior, bending into the front knee. And peeling the left hand back and out. Good. Cartwheel those hands, coming down. Plank pose. Good. From plank pose, side plank, peel it over. Heels come over to the side, reach through the right. We won't be here as long this time. Sorry about that. So your side plank is a mean place to leave you. Little technical difficulties. Bring your right hand back down. Plank pose, peel the heels over towards the right, open it up just for a breath, and then bring that hand back down. Good. Plank pose, flow through your vinyasa here, or take some rest in child's pose. Good, and we'll meet in a downward facing dog. Wherever your flow took you. Just going to readjust my mat. It's the beauty of going live, right? Good, we'll add on to the sequence here. So from downward facing dog, we'll inhale up onto the tippy toes, raise and breathe into that right leg to raise up and back. Take an inhale, exhale, right knee towards right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee towards left elbow. pause there, and then toppling triangle, straighten out that right leg and turn onto your, opening up onto your left side. So maybe readjusting here. Good, bring that left hand back down. Coming back onto the left heel, we'll bring that right leg up, back through three-legged dog, and then bending into that front leg, coming into wild thing. So flipping over onto your right foot and reaching through your right hand, pushing your hips up. Good. Start to roll back over onto the front side of the body, downward facing dog, three-legged, press that right leg back. Inhale, exhale, bring that right knee towards the chest, step it through for your low lunge. Good. From here, we're going to come right up into a crescent lunge, raise the front toes, press into the heel, and start to come up. Good. Exhale, pyramid pose. Maybe walk that foot in, start to reach forward, hinging over the hips. Beautiful. For revolved pyramid variation, lift through the right, open it up. Gaze can stay at the fingertips or at the mat here. Beautiful. Bring that right hand back down from your pyramid variation. Start to bend into that front knee. And then setting up for warrior two, cartwheeling the hands up and over for T position. Good. Flip the front palm. We'll move a little faster. Bring that hand behind the low back. Reach to the fingertips. Good. Inhale, exhale, warrior two. And then side angle extended, reaching that hand out and up. Good. Option to bring that hand behind the back. And then maybe take a full bind here, reaching the right hand around and through the right thigh. Gaze can stay at the mat or out and overhead. Good. Let that right hand come down. Start to straighten into this front leg and maybe walk heel toe that back leg in a little bit. Keeping a bind with the left hand, we'll take triangle pose. So triangle pose with that bind. Right hand can be rested on a block or maybe the inside of the leg. Still trying to peel that left shoulder open and back. Beautiful. For reversed triangle, engage the core to start to roll the right hand forward, up and back. Beautiful. And then rocking forward towards your triangle again, reaching towards the front of the room before coming down. And then let that left hand come up, triangle pose. Breathing here. Beautiful. Let that left hand come down towards the front foot, start to bend into the knee, plant into the hands here. And then we're going to take this transition into a side plank, right? So planting into the hands where you are, lifting the right leg up towards the chest, so reversing that ab motion, and then sitting the right leg back over the left. So we'll transition into our side plank. Option to stay here or take it further by lifting through that right leg up towards the sky, however far you go. Good, let that right hand come down, flow through your Vinyasa, or take some rest in child's pose. Good, we'll meet in a downward facing dog. Again, taking that flow on the other side. Inhale to raise the heels. Breathe that left leg back and up. Exhale, knee towards left elbow. Hug it in. Inhale. And exhale, knee towards opposite elbow. Hold there. Feel that engagement, and then start to straighten out the left leg out towards the side, maybe modifying, and then open up through the right. There we go. Awesome work. Toppling triangle. Bring your right hand back down towards the mat. Come up onto your heel and bring that left leg back and up, three-legged dog. Good. Open it up through the knee, bending into the knee. Left foot comes down towards the floor. Open it up for a wild thing. Press the hips up towards the sky. Reaching through the left. Pressing through both feet. Good. Rolling back over. Three-legged dog. Inhale, exhale, round the spine, knee comes to chest. And down through towards the left thumb. Good, setting up for a crescent lunge. Pressing into both feet. Pull the navel in, rise it up. Good, crescent lunge. Breathing the thumbs towards the back wall, rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Good, start to slowly rotate the hands forward, straightening the front leg, maybe walking that foot in a foot or so, a couple inches. Taking your pyramid pose. Rotating that right hip forward, left hip back. Revolved pyramid, plant to the right hand, lift up through the left. Good, bring that left hand down. Start to bend into the front knee. Setting up, maybe elongating your stance for warrior two. Cartwheel the hands to fly all the way up. T position. Good, flip the front palm, reverse your warrior. Warrior two. Side angle extended. Good, bring that hand maybe behind the low back for the bind. Reaching the right shoulder open and back. And then maybe go for that full bind. If you did on the other side, reaching for your fingertips. One more breath. Awesome work, yogis. Start to straighten into that front leg. You can heel toe the back foot in. Coming into triangle with the bind. Left hand is reaching down, right shoulder reaching back and up. You can come to a block or the inside of the leg here, the floor. Good, starting to engage the core to come in, transition to reverse triangles. Reach out through the left hand, up and back. And then mindfully, with the low back in mind, starting to reach, rotating forward, over that countertop, and then down towards the foot. Letting the right hand come up towards the sky for your full triangle pose. Big, deep belly breaths here, remembering your intention, or again, sending yourself some gratitude. Beautiful, bring that right hand down towards the mat, start to rotate forward, bending into that front leg. Good, play into the hand, step it back. Oh, just kidding, bring that right foot back forward. We forgot our transition here. So, right foot forward, start to plant to the right hand and bring that right foot back to side plank. There we go, open up to the left. Lift through the hips. Maybe bring that left foot up. Feel some shakiness and heat building. Go ahead, bring that left hand down, plank pose, flow through your vinyasa here. Or again, take some rest in child's pose. Good, meeting in a downward facing dog. We'll inhale to look forward towards your fingertips. Exhale, bend the knees, step or hop to float to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Good. We'll go through some standing postures here. Flutter the toes, press into the heels, and rise up the spine. Hands come up and overhead. Good. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. Good. In our standing series here, feet are right aligned under the hips. Press into all four corners. Start to raise the right leg, right knee up towards the chest for Ekapada Tadasana. I don't know about you guys, but I am very sweaty. And the sun's coming out, so maybe we did it. So bringing that right knee in, hug it in close towards the chest using the hands on top of or below the knee. Good, and then letting the left hand come up towards the sky. We're going to open up that right leg towards the side. So I'll face you. It might be on opposite sides, but you get the gist. Open up that right leg towards the side. Maybe come in and out. Good. Bring it back to center. Hug that foot in. Option to stay working here, or maybe grab that right toe and lifting up through the left hand. Try to straighten out that right leg. Good. And you can have a slight bend in that knee if you want to try to open up to the side. Maybe your foot is straightened all the way. Grounding down through the left foot. Good. Start to slowly bring everything back to center. Hug that foot in. Give yourself a smile. Let the right leg come down. Shake it out. I'm going to open a window. And we'll move to the other side. So bring that left leg in towards the chest. Hug it in nice and tight. Good, and then bring it out towards the side. Maybe the right hand lifts up towards the sky. Grounding down through the right foot like there's roots underneath your feet. Good, flexing this left foot. Bring the knee back into center, hand comes down, hug that knee in. Good, tuck the tailbone. Maybe start to reach for the inside or the big toe. You can keep a hand on the hip or elongate that hand again. And then start to reach out that left leg straight. Slight bend is okay, that's where I'm at. Working there. Good work. Bring that leg back in, hug the knee in, everything comes to center. And let the left leg down. Again, rock your hands from side to side, maybe giving yourself some taps on the side body. Good, we'll start to wind the body down, coming to the front of your mat here. Inhale, hands to heart center. Close the eyes. We'll bring the hands down, out and up. Reverse swan dive. And then coming forward, hinging at the hips, down towards your feet. Good, nice and mindfully halfway lift. Elongating that spine, maybe a wiggle in the neck. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or hop back to your plank pose. Good, last chance to flow through your Chaturanga Dandasana, or again, take some rest. I like to give the option. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. Come up onto the tippy toes. Inhale that right leg to lift up. Maybe open up into the hip again. Good, coming back to center. Bringing that right knee towards the right wrist. Pigeon pose. Always an option to take a figure 4 on your back if this isn't accessible for you. I like to look towards my back foot and kind of check alignment, tucking the back toes and moving, maybe tucking the toes to scoot yourself back a little bit more. Nice little trick. Come up onto the fingertips alongside the body, shoulders over hips. Shining through the crown of the head. If it's in your practice to take your hands maybe working with balance, or if that's too much in the low back, just keep them right on the ground. Beautiful. Take another inhale, roll the shoulders back and down. Exhale, start to walk forward onto the forearms, staying there. We're coming all the way down into your reclined pigeon pose. Next breath, starting to walk the hands back up towards the body, shoulders all over your hips. Take another moment in your king pigeon. And then start to plant the hands at the front of the mat. Tuck the back toes and maybe move back through your three-legged dog or take a child's pose for a counter stretch. We'll take your pigeon pose on the other side. Coming to downward facing dog, come up onto the tippy toes, inhale the left leg to lift, open up that knee. Good, coming back to center, knee towards the left wrist. Tucking those back toes, maybe taking a glance and walking the leg a little bit more back there, and then coming up onto the fingertips, your king pigeon. Maybe noticing a difference on this side than the other. Nice, juicy stretch for the hips here. Sending yourself some gratitude for all of the work that you've already put in for your practice. Maybe working with balance if you tried on the other side and it's okay on the low back. Slight tuck of the chin here, take a big inhale. And exhale, start to walk forward, folding down over that front knee and leg. Letting your head come to your hands or maybe the floor. Nice big deep belly breaths here. As we inhale, we can elongate, and exhale, maybe sink a little bit lower. So even thinking of yourself as your body as an elastic band, right? So as you inhale, you stretch and exhale, you can deepen a little bit more. In yoga, we're creating space and new blood flow in the body for more movement and more accessibility that maybe we didn't know was quite so static throughout our day. You can start to come back to the breath and walk the hands back up towards the body. Shoulders over the hips. Take a moment in your king pigeon, feeling confident and grateful. Walk the hands towards the front of the mat, press into the palms, tuck the back foot, and lift it back up. Three-legged dog, or take your counter pose of your choice. Good. Coming back to a downward facing dog. We'll sit the knees down onto the mat. Sit the hips back towards the heels and start to come onto our seat. So shift the hips out, or the heels out towards the side. Good. My yoga mat's on a rug, so I keep like moving alongside the room here. We'll come onto our seats. And then coming all the way down onto our backs, you can make your way right there. Or if you want a little bit more work still, take Navasana or boat pose. So bring the hands out, reaching them towards the front of the room. Feet come up, flex the feet or point the toes, and then start to slowly come down. So straightening the legs, lowering onto the low back, and eventually, the slower the better. So coming all the way, slower, not the better, slower, the more work you're gonna get. Good, coming onto your backs. Bring the knees up in towards the chest. Give me a nice little hug here, rocking side to side. Good, planting the feet on the ground. So heels and palms of the feet are on the ground. Just a few inhales and exhales through bridge pose here for a little opening. Press into the heels, fingertips can be touching the feet, and then walk them a little bit further. Tuck the tailbone, low back towards the mat, slight tuck in the chin, and then start to inhale the hips to lift up towards the sky. Again, pressing into the heels, raise your toes. Watch your belly rise and fall. Good, slowly and mindfully exhaling all the way down. Good, we'll just take that one more time. So exhaling fully, releasing onto the mat. And then inhale, press that low back down, tuck the tailbone to rise the hips up. Maybe tuck the shoulders this time, and then clasp both hands behind the hips. Press into those heels, watch the belly rise and fall. Beautiful. Let the hands release, low back, and everything come back down towards the mat. Let your feet come wide and then windshield the knees from side to side. Good. Setting up for Shavasana, your final resting pose. If there's any other asanas or postures that you would like to take, maybe a happy baby or legs up the wall, I'm going to sit up for Shavasana as you come into it, so to hold that space for you. And taking any of those poses that will really complete your practice here. And then coming all the way down onto your backs. Shavasana, also known as corpse pose. Letting the eyes be nice and heavy. Toes pointing out, heels pointing in. Let the mat completely surround you, underneath you. Let gravity completely take over here. And I know from experience, taking virtual yoga classes this can be one of the hardest poses to stay grounded into, or to let yourself sink into. Sometimes in a yoga class, the energy is there. After, for Shavasana, it makes it a little bit easier. Just kind of challenge yourself here to let yourself have this space and just marinate in the practice that your body and your mind took you through for the past hour or so. Noticing any distracting sounds in your space around you, and just letting that let you sink into your breath a little bit more. For the sake of time, I'm going to lead you out of your Shavasana, but if you'd like to stay here for as long as you'd wish, you're in your own space and it's your own practice. If you need a little bit more time, feel free to stay right where you are. But to come out, just start to deepen the breath. Make some micro movement with the fingertips or toes. Start to roll the head from one side to the other. Maybe take arms overhead and take a nice good morning stretch, reaching through the feet and the fingers. Eventually coming to your favorite side, hugging the knees into the chest. And with this shortened Shavasana, maybe just keeping the eyes closed, keeping your awareness inward, supporting the body when you're ready up to a seated position. Keeping the eyes nice and heavy. We'll bring the hands to the heart space. Press the thumbs into the chest and roll the shoulders up, down, and back. We'll take a closing breath here together as unity in a community. Inhaling through the nose, filling the belly, the chest, filling up with that gratitude or intention, dedication. Exhale out the mouth, feeling the shoulders roll down, feeling any tension roll off the body and away from you, off the mat. It was so much fun and such a pleasure to share my passion with all of you and to practice and guide you through your practice. The light and love within me shines to meet the same exact light and love within each and every one of you. Namaste. Thanks again for joining me, everyone who got to tune in. These videos will also, I believe, be available afterwards on Ascent's YouTube page. A big shout out to Ascent for giving us this opportunity as teachers to connect with you all, and for you to connect with us as well. I hope to see you soon, and I will be here every Thursday morning from here on out, until we're kind of settled back into the studio as time allows. Also tonight, Josie has an awesome restorative class, so definitely tune in for that if you want nice, juicy, relaxing practice. So thanks again for tuning in.